Hey, Wallhawk. A little of both, actually. How you doing? Hey, Melvin, how are you? Hey, Matt. How you doing tonight? Jim, good to see you. Melvin got the flu and snowed in. Oh, bummer. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm hoping we're done with the snow here. A little cold in Iowa. Mother Nature's smoking. Yeah, I bet. Keep chiseling away. Soon there will be nothing left. Yes, Jeff, that's right. Yeah, I started working on this mallet last week. Just hanging out in the basement. How's everyone been? Hey Melvins, I'm your neighbor in Saskatchewan. Where Jason are you? Yeah, my son's upstairs getting packed up to get ready to go to Washington, D.C. with his school. And his mother is helping him with that. And the two little ones are watching a movie, trying to go to sleep. And I'm down here doing this. I just figured I'd pull up a live stream since I haven't been on in a while. I've actually been recording a lot of video and I need to edit it, but it's that chicken coop I've been building out in the yard. It's going really well and almost done, but I'm probably going to upload that in separate video, like multiple parts, I think. Because I can see that it's a good time in DC. I'm sure you will. So yeah, I'm making a mallet. I actually started it last week. I get the head of the mallet, for the most part, shaped. It's made of Douglas fir. And now I'm just working on getting the handle. Mostly figured out if I can. And I was just out in the yard earlier just looking at some wood, setting aside some pieces of hickory to make a handle for some tools that I got. You need a shave horse, but so do I. So do I. So I shouldn't talk smack, I guess. Yeah, I definitely need a shave horse. I actually want to make one. We got plenty of wood to make it with, just not as much time as I could use. Used to go to all different routes, so it wasn't boring. Hey, Big Daddy, how are you? Gaston, how are you today? 78 today, same tomorrow. Pollen is bad. Yeah, we got no pollen here. We're just barely making it above freezing right now. This week's been nice, I shouldn't say. It's been close to 50 degrees for the highs most of the days. So I feel pretty lucky. In New England, I mean, we're outside in a t-shirt, which I can't wait to have that done because the chickens are upstairs in that brooder that I just built, and they are jumping out. When we take the top off of it, they are like in the living room. And the dogs want to chase them around. Jeffrey, doing my 200 subscriber draw giveaway this coming weekend. Oh, nice. Yeah, anyone watching, if you haven't checked out Buyer Forestry, his channel, he's doing a 200 subscriber giveaway. I'm definitely going to be a part of that for sure. I look forward to seeing that. And it's got some cool welding stuff going on and all sorts of different things. If you're into that sort of stuff, definitely go check him out. Sure is sad. Lots of guys out of work in Canada. Oh, that's a bummer. There's some hard time finding work in Canada right now. Spent time in the shop today, but most of that was trying to fix a water leak. Oh, that's a bummer. Big Daddy, you making shirts? I'm not making shirts. I'm making a mallet. I don't know how good I would be at making shirts. Sadly, it's probably going to get worse. I haul concrete in the summer, retired in winter. Oh, wow. Have to wait for the snow to melt to do any welding. No shop yet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually going to be hopefully doing some welding this spring and summer. I got a pretty good sized trailer out there that's all ready to go. I'm gonna mount my mill on that and set up some leveling stuff. I'm figuring once I get it all level and flat that I probably will only have to do it once, hopefully, seeing that it'll all be pretty thick steel. So been gross in Saskatchewan lately. Got some sun, but bloody cold. Negative 15 to 25. Wow. Yeah, we've been lucky here. Well, I don't know, I say lucky, but I guess it's pretty normal. It's early April. We shouldn't really be getting any snow, and everything should be melting, and for the most part it is. We're supposed to be getting a few inches of snow on Friday, but I have a feeling it's going to be more rain than anything. We're supposed to get a bunch of rain this week. Stick weld up that trailer with the 7018 rod. Don't bother MIG or flux core. Yeah, I'll have to get a stick welder. I have a friend who has a stick welder, so I may have to, maybe I'll borrow his, or even have him over, and maybe he can help me with it, and I'll, if he's up for being on with me here on YouTube, which I don't think he'll mind. So what have you guys all been up to project-wise? I'm sure everyone's been busy. As you know, I have been super busy. I don't know if anyone saw my last video, but I was down at my dad's house cleaning his house out, and yesterday spent the first half of the day emptying a U-Haul truck. And my garage is full of stuff, most of which is probably over 100 years old. So that'll be a fun video at some point coming up soon, after I clean everything out and get it all organized. Hopefully show all you guys all the stuff that I brought home. But yeah, some really cool stuff, I think. Really a lot of cool tools. My father was into a lot of antique stuff and old woodwork stuff, and which, you know, fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess. Real welders always stick weld. Yeah, I have a flux core welder that I've messed around with, and I've actually done some pretty good stuff with it. I mean, I did some welding work on a trailer, and I actually built a mount for an 8,000-pound winch, and I've actually pulled some pretty large logs onto my trailer with it and haven't lost anything yet. So far it's been holding up pretty well, but I definitely think I could move up now to something bigger. But I'm by far nowhere near any professional type of welding. Hey Damon, how are you? Good to see you. I saw that you had a video out. I have it in my queue to watch. That winch you got is crazy though, I'll tell you. Jason, I'll give you my snow for your rain. Yeah. I don't know, I'm torn with the rain and the whole snow thing, because with the property around here, we don't have a lot of grass just yet, because we had done a bunch of renovations to the house that we weren't planning on doing, and the yard that was grass is now dirt, and of course when you get a lot of dirt and a lot of rain, you get a lot of mud, and it sounds like the horses are stomping on the floor up there. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of mud season. Damn, good here. Nice. Real men stick weld, TIG weld, flux core weld, spray, transfer, MIG weld. As a welder, I agree. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I have a friend who's got a stick welder, and he says that's pretty good for welding stuff that's going to be, you know, fairly structural and that's going to hold a lot of weight, which I would imagine would be true. Jason, I need steel for a log arch. Wahawk, I want to do the same thing on my log trailer. April showers bring May flowers. Around here, April showers bring a bunch of mud. We don't get no flowers coming here. At least on my immediate property anyway. I know we're both in New Hampshire. Where you live, Wahawk? Near Iowa City. So, yeah, like I was saying, I was more or less, actually, I say I'm coming down here to work on my mallet. I'm more or less coming down here to just hang out and take a breath from everything I've been doing and dealing with. So it actually feels good to be able to do something different from what I've been doing. And definitely awesome to chat with you guys. It's been kind of light with the videos and stuff, but soon over the next couple months or so, it should get a lot better. For me, the more videos and projects I'm doing, the happier I am, that's for sure. One of my favorite tools, draw knife. The dryer makes an interesting song when it finishes. When the wildflowers bloom at my place, we'll be sure to get on that video for you. Nice. My driveway seems to be staying pretty solid. Ours is too, luckily. As long as we don't get too much rain, we should be in good shape. I'll find a free weight machine or like something. And my free weights right now are anything I'm lifting out in the yard. I wish I had more time. Oh, hey, Moments in Motion, how are you? I am making a mallet. I got the mallet head and the handle I'm working on right here. Just hanging down in my basement. Yeah, laundry is done, Wahawk. It is. It's funny, the dryer plays like a song, I guess. I never noticed that before when it finishes. But yeah, I'm just, I say I'm coming down to make a mallet. I'm more coming down to just hang out and take it easy. You know, I enjoy what I enjoy doing, so this is good for me. This is, I could spend all day drawing wood with a draw knife. Neat. Was just telling my dad about your channel, and then I seen you were live. Oh, nice. Cool. Well, I'm glad you jumped on. How have you been? You still have a lot of snow there? Those weight machines are good sources of scrap metal, and they pop up free all the time until you're looking for one. Yeah. Hey, Brian, how are you? Hey, Chris. Glad you can make it. Yeah, I know this wasn't kind of a planned thing, so I apologize for that. It was kind of one of those things I just wanted to come down in the basement and relax and mess around with shaving some wood with stuff. I'm actually down in Virginia right now, family stuff, but just rain. Yeah, I bet. My son's actually heading down in that direction in the morning for a school trip to Washington, D.C. Just got home from work, had to go to city council meeting. So how did the crayon projects work out? Gotta go, guys. Have a good night. Hey, have a good night, Jason. Thanks for coming by. Headed back to Maryland. My son will be on a coach bus heading in that direction. I got that thing stuck in there pretty good. There we go. Hey, good night, Matt. Thanks for coming by. Hey, Mike Newt, how are you? Mike, how's the sawmill coming along? And if anyone here hasn't gone over to see Mike Newt's channel, definitely check him out. He's not putting up a lot of videos, but the videos he's putting up are pretty interesting. He's building his own sawmill inside, which is pretty cool. It's mostly all out of wood. Did you give the wife the Adirondack chair for Easter? I did. I didn't make one out of wood, but I got one from my father's house. Right?
No worries about Ryan. I used the other suitcase. It's not that much bigger.
Oh, right. They were just asking about the Adirondack chair. So, heard you coming.
Hey, everyone.
So yeah, my dad actually had an Adirondack chair in his yard. It's not a real, like a wooden one, but I brought that home.
You can tell him why I'm like in a hurry.
Good, man. I spent some time in the machine shop last week. Have a video coming soon. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, you bet. I definitely don't miss a video on that. It's really cool when you see somebody building something like that themselves. Hi, Fall Ridge Line. Oh, thanks. Hey, Fall Line Ridge. How are you? How's the kiln coming along? I'm jealous of that. I can't wait to be building mine. That's the next design that I have coming that I'm going to be working on in SketchUp. I'm almost done with building the chicken coop, which I'm also almost done designing the storage shed. It's an 8x12 storage shed I'm going to build, and then while I'm building that, I'm going to design the I think I'm going to work on designing the solar kiln, and then I'm going to build that after that. So that's actually going to come a lot sooner than I was planning, which is amazing considering everything I've got going on lately. But I am very motivated to do all that. And I have some career change plans coming hopefully very soon this year, which is going to mean a lot more videos coming this spring and summer, hopefully, if all goes well. It's coming along great, hopefully just a few weeks from functional. Yeah, if anyone hasn't gone over to Fall Line Ridge, he's another one, and I say a lot of this, but you know, I definitely recommend checking out his channel if you're into the same sort of stuff. He's building a solar kiln, I believe, with his dad. I think it was with his dad, if I remember right. I'm terrible with memory, but awesome job to see that. I'm pumped. I mean, it's motivational to see. I can't wait to get mine done, because it's going to be nice to be able to put wood in a kiln and just, you know, in a matter of a few months to have it dry. Looking forward to seeing yours. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I really am. I gotta get some lumber milled so I can get building my kiln. Yes, Chris, I would love to see that. Intimidator, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you too. Good to see you and the family. You are correct. Thanks for the shout out. You bet. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, it looks like you're having a blast building it, and I can definitely relate with that for sure. Yeah, the kiln's looking good, Chris. I definitely agree. Mike Newt, sub that one. Kiln builds are interesting. They are. Out of the Woods, I watched his kiln build, which is probably way more technical than I'm ever going to get, well, at least anywhere in the near future. We'll see how far I go with the lumber stuff, but the solar kiln's the beginning. I actually have a small wood stove, a small potbelly wood stove that I want to put in to kind of add some supplemental heat to try to kind of keep the kiln at a higher, at least maybe during like the sterilizing phase for like a 48-hour like really hot period to like kill all the bugs and that sort of thing, because we do have a bit of an issue with bugs here, unfortunately. Intimidator, doing good. Awesome. Great to hear. Damon says, that thing is tight. Yeah, Nathan's his kiln is like more weatherproof than probably any other house I have ever seen. He's done an awesome job on that. He's a man who's like an attention to detail. I tend to overbuild things myself. Like the chicken coop is built like a small house, but it's not going to be airtight, which actually is probably a good thing for a chicken coop, since they need ventilation. I actually was thinking about starting a kind of a little side thing, building chicken coops, because raising chickens is pretty popular in this area. Trying to do this without hopefully splitting this thing. But if I do, I'll make another one. Trying to figure out where this is making contact so I can take off some more material to get it to fit. My last mallet I broke trying to get a socket off of a nut that I had removed from a tire. I was trying to hit it too hard and it snapped. Yeah, it's great to see everyone back and chatting and stuff. I miss it. There we go. So right there. I think there. I did my best. Sorry. Didn't pick the best piece of wood. There's like a big knot in the middle of it. But I think the last handle had one of those too, and the handle never broke. It was the head that broke. So far I've done, all I've done is put a tarp over my new mill, found a broken part from shipping, debating if it's worth, oh wow. What kind of mill did you get? Wahawk? Well, you know that I like the live stream. Yes, Chris, definitely. I always appreciate you joining too. Intimidator, I just stumbled into a lot of these chats. I'm glad you stumbled into this one. It's just a piece of plexi for the measurement part. Oh yeah. HFE 36. Oh, cool. That piece is not so good that it's what you, yeah. I have the same mill as Mike. My plexi was broke and Woodland had me a new one. Huh. I guess I missed the whole plexi part because I don't even have that on mine. Oh yeah, no, never mind. I know what you're talking about. The little, yeah, the tiny little piece there, yeah. Yeah, Woodland Mills, I know them, they would just send another one and be a pretty easy little thing to have sent in, and wouldn't cost you anything other than probably a quick call. Intimidator, see you all later. Got some stuff, wood in the burner. Alright man, thanks for stopping by, I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Actually, I'll be back in just a minute. Hey guys, sorry to leave you hanging. Live in La Vida Loca here at the Dillon house. So I'll give you a sneak peek on something I'm gonna be showing in a video soon. So for the 7 of you that are here, you'll be the, well, Chris has seen this because on my other channel, but this is a sign. Oh, hey, bye Intimidator. This is a sign that Clavota Million Signs made for me and the family here for the new chicken coop that I'm building. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if you can read it, but chickens, the pet that poops breakfast. It was made on his CNC machine, and then he custom hand painted it. I guess it took him a couple hours to hand paint, and then an hour and a half or so for the machine to do its thing. But I was quite impressed by it. And I have some wood right there for a collaboration project that Roy and I from Clavota Million Signs are doing a collaboration on this project here. And once I get that built, I'm going to be doing a video on that, and that's something that we're going to be giving away. So definitely stay tuned for that. So those are a couple of things that we've been kind of throwing around and working on. Hey, later Timidator, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see what I missed here. Hey Jim, Stu, how are you? Yeah, Wahawk, if you're definitely, if you're gonna do a video on that, that would be really cool to see. What I all miss, I had to go sit on the throne for a few. I hear you. Timidator, I love the dryer sound. Yeah, there you go. It's drowning out the kids screaming upstairs. Not I like the dryer sound much better myself. Damon, you want me to do the laundry live? I don't think my wife wants me to touch the laundry. Chris, I need to be doing laundry. Yeah, I'm not allowed to do it. Let's see. All right. Do your... I'm going to pull up the chat on the computer over here. Actually, I brought this down. It's easier to see. Otherwise, you have to keep on tapping on the phone, the screen on the phone. Makes it harder to read. If I type my password incorrectly. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to look at myself, that's for sure. That's way better. Your eggs come out green. Some of them do. Quick, let's steal Mike's password. You can have my password because that's my work computer and I have no interest in it. I brought this down here because that was the closest computer I could get my hands on. Well, hey Chris, I have yet to even attempt a video, but seriously considering it. You should. That'd be fun. Yeah, it wouldn't even matter. Like, I wouldn't even worry too much about, you know, how it's gonna come out. Just kind of do your thing, and you know, if you look at my very first video, it was pretty rough, but I had fun with it. I had fun doing it. Wahawk, me too, says Jim. Yep. Yeah, you know, videos is one of those things you kind of have to dive headfirst into it, and over time you figure it out. Some people are right out of the gate really good. Most people out of the gate are a lot better than mine. Chris, I plan to do some more videos. Yeah, I look forward to seeing those. I subscribe to Chris, by the way. Mike at Wahawk. One of these chats was what convinced me to start making them. Oh, nice. Yeah, and yeah, Mike's videos are pretty good. I mean, they're very detailed, and it sounds like he's got, you know, sounds like you have fun making them. So that's really what matters the most. I mean, I did just get over 1,000 subscribers, and I really owe that to several shout outs that I've had. But the most recent being on the Tradesman channel, I was on his live chat, and he was all fired up, a couple beers, and he was like, hey, everyone subscribe, and you know, check Dylan's channel out. And I was pumped about that. I was not going to argue, but it was definitely cool. It was exciting to see. You know, you see the subscriber count hit 1,000, and I was pretty excited about that, to be honest. But I focus mostly on, you know, if I'm doing a video, I'm gonna have fun doing it, and hopefully people have fun watching it, and that sort of thing. So, and I pay attention to that sort of stuff. If you know, if I do a video or something and people unsubscribe, or I don't get a lot of views or subscribers, then I know it's not really the type of video people want to watch, and that's fine. And what I'll still do the same stuff and the same work. I just won't record it, and I'll just record the things that people do like to see. Chris got a new camera today. Oh, nice. Did you get the new camera? Oh, did you get the LED try? I don't even know how to say it properly. I haven't even opened the box. Chris just subscribed to my empty channel, and now so did Fall Line Ridge. I have 2 subs and no content. Well, now you have to make a video. Jim says, LOL, I was watching the Tradesman live show when you got your 1,000. Oh, nice. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, that was fun. I was going to unsubscribe when you got to $19.99 and then read. Nice. Mike Newt says, make that 3. There you go. Alright, Wahawk, now you're going to make some videos. Chris says, I had 8 subs before I posted a video. Hey, Troy, how are you? Troy says, just wanted to say hello from Virginia. No, I don't have a channel, just a subscriber. What are you making? Well, I'm making, trying to make a mallet. And, not paying a lot of attention to it. But I'm having fun either way. So, let's see. That knot's gonna be tricky, I think. They didn't pick the best piece for the handle, that's for sure. I kind of just cut it and started going without really looking at it. That knot might mess the whole thing up, but let's see. And these, I have a couple of draw knives. These I got from a woman who was selling her great-grandfather's toolkit. And this is one of the ones I restored. The other one is still needs a set of handles. I actually have the other one here, which I still have some more grinding and sharpening work to do. You can see it's pretty beat, but I got some restoration work to still do on that. Actually, I have a whole table of tools over here that all need restoration work. That's what that whole table's full of. Tools that I need to restore, which I will hopefully be doing soon. Oh, now I went ahead and messed that up. Hey, actually got a better view in the end here. I think I'm probably taking too much off now. Especially that big chunk I just pulled off. At least the head's still intact. I'm not sure how this handle is going to turn out. Might have to grab a piece of hickory or oak or something. Wow, yeah. I don't know what's going on with that handle. Use a rasp. Oh, you know what? Wahawk, you're right. I should do that. A file or a rasp. You know, actually, I might go grab a rasp to finish the handle up, and it actually might make it a lot easier without me breaking it. Hey, Drew. How's it going? Good to see you here. Damon says, Drew, did you fix stupid with your smartphone? Jim, you need a way for your laptop to read all the messages to you so you can keep up working without. Yeah, I think you had mentioned something about that on Jim's live stream. I was trying to, actually it was funny, that night I was trying to figure out a way to do that, but I hadn't figured one out yet. Those planes would look cool on the wall behind the bench. Yeah, I was thinking kind of the same thing. I want to build like a tool wall. But I have this plane here was actually there's a stamp on it here. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not going to focus so good, but no, I guess not. But anyway, that stamp says, is it B plane? It's a Bailey plane, patented October 22nd, 1889, and it's got an oak body. Looks like maybe white oak or maybe beech. Actually, it looks like it might be beech. And it was not flat, of course, it's wood, so, and the wood's, you know, 100+ years old. So I flattened the wood, I took all the metal off of it. It's a transitional plane. Took all the metal off of it, cleaned it all up, got all the rest off of it, sharpened the iron, flattened the chip breaker, and it's put it all back together after flattening the wood and squaring it all up, and it's really nice now. I love it. It's the biggest plane I have, so it's really great for like joining a flat, nice piece of wood, you know, flat. And then I have another one that came from that same woman's great-grandfather's toolbox, which I still need to restore. It's all wood plane, wood handle and everything. just the metal iron. So I got to restore this one. And one I really need to focus on restoring is this. I've got all the rust and everything all cleaned up, and it's mostly, I got it sharpened a bit, but block plane. Yeah, here's an example of what they typically look like when I start. There's one I haven't touched yet. It's all rusted, completely rusted and pitted. And what I normally do is I start out by taking it all completely apart. There's a bunch of rusting and pitting there. And I take them completely apart and I soak them in a vinegar bath for 10-15 hours, and then take it all out and I scrub it with steel wool and wire brushes and stuff like that. Just another hobby. And actually let me check the comments, make sure. Hey. Damon says you need to watch more bucking to get that fitmanship right. I was thinking the same thing while I was putting this thing together. Probably making a fool of myself with this thing. Maybe I should put this on the wall here for inspiration for fitting up my mallet. Yeah, I thought I was a wise guy. A couple days ago I was down here showing somebody this axe and started flipping it around. I'm like, hey, watch this. And then I dropped the thing right into the side of my hand and it opened my hand right up and I started bleeding all over the floor. So, yeah, if anyone's curious, it came sharp. Sharper than I apparently thought it was. But yeah, this is a sweet axe. I'm definitely going to be getting out very soon to try it out. But this is another hobby I want to get back into doing. Drew might recognize one of these. A PRS SE. I want to get back into playing. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I got my little a little practice amp over here ready to go, so I just gotta find the time. I was teaching myself guitar and I learned some songs a while back. Oh, Fall Line Ridge, I'm out for the night. Good luck. The hammer. Oh, hey, now if I missed you, sorry, but thanks for coming by, Fall Line Ridge. I gotta catch some people's names with their channel that don't have a name so I can call people by their right name. I never knew about the vinegar trick until I was restoring a Craftsman table saw recently. Oh yeah, it does need several hours, but it's like $1.50 a gallon compared to trying to buy some like some of the rust removal stuff. It's like $30-40 a gallon. You can't beat it. You know, I mean, a lot of times if I have a bunch of restorations I'm going to do right in a row, I'll just put a big tub of vinegar out and I'll just throw a bunch of metal into it and let it sit. I've actually taken some old like table saw blades that were sitting around for years and years and totally usable. Damon says, drink more vodka. Yeah, that should do it. Well, vintage planes and different style axe heads have been on the shopping list. Gotta make handles now. I have about probably 5 or 10 axe heads upstairs that some old vintage axe heads, plumb heads, and some no-name heads, a few double bit heads. I have a really nice Stanley hatchet head that I had restored, and I got to make a handle for that I really want to put together. It's a nice hatchet. So those are a bunch more things that I have planned to do. Yeah, the quality of the tools sitting under the rust, I think, is a lot better than a lot of the steel today. Like this cheap $25 Stanley plane I got off of Amazon. It doesn't hold an edge very long. It works, and it works well, and it's great for, you know, somebody just starting out looking to not spend a lot of money, and they don't want something that they have to really restore, but it doesn't come flat, and it needs to be sharpened really good when you get it. So there's a trade-off for not spending a lot, but at the same time you can get a cheap vintage plane that's pretty rusted and needs a lot of restoration for $5 or $10 at a estate sale, yard sale, antique shop. I hear California works good for rust. Mike Newt, I have the same one. Oh yeah. Yep. And it works well. I used it for a little while before I got new ones. There's, speaking of old tools, I think this is some sort of old cobbler's hammer. But this is one of the things that came from my father's basement. Actually, behind the phone over here, this whole corner of the basement's filled with a lot of his old stuff. Here, I'll show you. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I flip the camera around, it's really gonna make. That whole corner of the basement over there. That's all of his old stuff. But yeah, this hammer is really different looking. I've never seen anything like it before, but it's obviously not made for hitting anything too hard because it's got a really thin handle. Your dryer sounds like the heat at your dad's place. It's a lot quieter actually. The heat at my dad's place, oh man. I stayed there a few times like that, and 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, you'd wake up to like, you know, it's like, oh, what is that? That's a cool old brick facing hammer. Oh. Huh. Interesting. You know, I want to do, I do want to do a video on all the old stuff that I got from my father's house. He's got all sorts of just random things. This is a copper, I think it's copper, old oil lantern, broken glass. It needs a new lamp cover. There's another one. Oh, and there's his identification tags from when he worked in the union. So, yeah, that's him when he worked in construction. Yeah, I probably got about 20, 30 of these. There's an old I Love Lucy celebrating 179 episodes tin sign. And a really heavy metal milk crate, Richford Dairy. I got 2 of these. I think this is an old, I don't know if it's an old chain fall or what it is. There's that. And then, you know, for mowing the lawn here, an old scythe. I got 3 of these, different types. You know, from when I start growing some grass on my yard, I can mow the lawn. And I probably get a few hundred of these. So old Stroh's beer can, old Schmitz, an old pull top. I don't even know what this is. Oh, Yingling. I've got probably 300 or 400 beer cans. I'll do probably need to do just a separate video just on that. But I do have, I have another channel called Dylan's Family Homestead, and I might do some of these videos over there just because not all of it is going to be wood related, but so maybe I'll just do kind of an old kind of vintage stuff type video. I'm thinking that was a tin Smith's hammer. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a bunch of oddly shaped hammers that he had. And this is just one of many that he had. So maybe I'll do a video just on like hammers, and then another video just on like old random metal things. That looks like a railroad spike heated up and then made into a hammer. I do have an old railroad spike too, actually. An old, it's actually, you can tell it's like hand forged railroad spike. I see a very bare wall that needs stuff hung upon. Wallhawk, you got that right. Don't fear the Reaper, man. I could hook up a few Reapers with the things I got. Stolen milk crates. Next, he'll get caught posting them on Facebook. Don't tell. Video's lagging behind the comments. Oh. How's the connection? Does it look okay? Let's see, that's 1/2 of a block and tackle set. Oh, okay. I have a few newer versions. I get a few older versions. A few of those. He had like a few of everything. I get some stuff that's I don't even know what I would do with it. I showed a drill the other night. The thing is probably weighs 50 pounds. Mike Newt. Didn't know about the other channel. Yeah, I'll post a link to it in case anyone's interested. I plan on doing some other videos. We're going to be raising animals, chickens, get the chicken coop. So when I get the chicken coop all set with like the feeders and get the chickens out there and we feed them and start taking eggs from them. We're going to incubate eggs. I have an egg incubator over here that we're going to fire up and hatch some chickens. And so that's kind of part of the my own business that I'm going to start. It's one piece of it. So there's a lot of cool stuff that I find cool anyway. But the homesteading channel doesn't really apply to woodworks, and I changed the name from DIY Dylan to Dylan's Woodworks to make it a little bit more general towards woodworking and anything related to wood, firewood, sawmilling, building stuff. But some of the stuff that I like to do doesn't really fall into that. Mine are nowhere near new, just newer than that one. Yeah. There isn't much that's not newer than that. Most of the tools and most of the stuff I have from him is better than 100 years old. Most of the stuff. I have an organ actually in my garage, an old organ that was made in 1896 in Brattleboro, Vermont. And I will show that too. And an old General Motors refrigerator that I brought back here. I filled a 15-foot U-Haul truck this weekend, and I have an old wood stove that's probably at least over 100 years old. I get like 3 of them. It's crazy. Let's see. Damon says good connection right now. Oh, good. Yeah, if it doesn't look good at any point, the connection doesn't look right, let me know. And I'll see if I can do something to fix it. All I see is some man waiting for the dryer to finish so he can fold clothes. I don't think she wants me folding any clothes. My idea of folding is rolling it all up and Hey Drew. Catch you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Damon, Jim must be in one of those fake reality shows. It's reality, all right. The reality is I'm not folding the laundry. And I'm also not making a mallet. Oh, Butch, how are you? Hi, Mike. What was your dad's name? My dad's name was Hugh. H-U-G-H. I was just looking for these. I know the focus is not so good on this, I'm sure, but that was him. Amazing to think he's not around anymore, but Hugh Dillon. Hardest working guy I ever knew. But he loved what he did. He did bridge and tunnel construction. I knew a Mike Dillon in Nashua. That's interesting. I used to live in Nashua. That's really interesting. My sister and mother still live in Nashua. Oh, I gotta change this to live chat instead of top chat. I'm probably missing. No, it looks right. This was in the 60s. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be me then. I was born in the 70s, so. Troy says, I just subbed to Drew's channel. Looks like interesting. Anyone else? I subbed to Drew's channel as well. Yeah, he's got a good channel there too. Wallhawk, been over a year and I'm constantly taking double takes thinking I see him in public. I've spent the last 6 weeks every weekend at his house for 1 or 2 days every week. And sometimes by myself there, and it's definitely weird. Yeah, he was only 62. So it was one of those things that definitely came unexpected. He actually was in construction for 30 years and what was I going to say? He retired about a year and a half ago and passed away about 6 months ago. Actually, as of like 2 days ago, 6 months ago. I got lucky, I turned 75 today. Hey, you know, if I can be 75, I'll take it. I'm 40 now, but, you know, if I had treated myself better and been healthier over the course of my life, I would say, hey, I'm going to live to be 90 years old. But, yeah, not so much. My weight's gone up and down. I've partied a lot when I was younger. So, yeah, you know, I take risks that I shouldn't. I'm subbed over at Drew's too, Damon says. My shop was Dad's shop, and it took a while before I wasn't just staring at the walls and could not start doing things. You know, it's funny, I actually started doing woodworking, like really focusing more on like more detailed woodworking stuff, not just like building things, which I've done for a while, but my father really wanted to get into like furniture making and stuff, and so I told him I'm going to start working on putting together a workshop that we could work in together, and so when he's ready and wants to come up, we can work on that stuff together. So that's what kind of fired me up to get started into it, and then I just got hooked. And I was actually really looking forward to him and I doing a lot of projects together, but you know, things don't always work out the way you plan them, and a lot of things in my life have gone that way, so, you know, nobody should feel bad for me. I mean, you know, you roll with the punches in life, and things happen, and you kind of roll with it, and that's the way my father was, and he wouldn't want me to think any other way. Damon says, you look that old now, Mike. Thanks, Damon. Yeah, I get that a lot, you know. People think my wife is my daughter. I guess if it would help if I shaved 50 pounds, shaved my beard, and cut my hair, and dressed a little better. But I don't know. I'm at the point where I don't care. If I'm happy. My father was 73 and he was working up to that day he passed, says Chris. My father would have too, but his company closed. And my father had no financial reason to be working. By any means. I mean, he saved for his retirement. He did a good job doing that. And he could have lived the rest of his life off of what he had, but he just loved his job. He just liked busting his butt. He just loved it. And I can't blame him. I love working outside. I like sweating and getting outside and being sore when I'm going to sleep and being tired because of hard work. It's rewarding. I feel great. I love it. Which is why I just love to build stuff and work with my hands and just keep exercising and staying active and cross your fingers. That's right, Mike. It's the best you can do, you know. And I think a lot of it has to do with being happy. My father had a stroke, and I was actually at my doctor a little over a month ago, and talking to him about that. And he's, you know, he says, you know, does your father have high cholesterol? My father was 150, 160 pounds tops. Like his heaviest was like 160 pounds, and he was like 5'9", 5'10", and so he wasn't a big guy. He worked hard, and he was always very strong, right up, I mean, until last year. And but he didn't eat well. He smoked cigars like they were cigarettes, and he drank beer like it was water. So there was that. And he knew it wasn't healthy for him. His doctors told him it wasn't healthy for him, and the doctors told him it was probably what was going to get him, and he said, hey, whatever, I'm happy doing it, so if that's what gets me, then I'll be happy when it takes me. I don't care. And that's the way he lived, and I can see it in his eyes, because I saw him after he had a stroke. He lived through this initial stroke, and I could see in his face he was pretty much just like, I'm either going home or this is it, because I'm good. You know, I'm not gonna be handicapped. I'm not gonna be. I don't want to go through rehab. I don't want any of that. I want to either stand up and walk out of here, or not, one or the other. And that's who he was, and I respect that in him. That's what he wanted. So, and that's, you know, kind of how it went down. In the end, you know, they said, do you want us to keep fighting and keep him? And, you know, he might be handicapped and he might not even make it and this and that. And we're just like, he wouldn't want anyone to overdo it to keep him around. So if he's going to make it on his own and he'll be okay, then sure. But if not, you know, don't force it. And so I think he was happy with that. And anyway, I'm rambling on now. So but I was going with, yeah, he worked hard. He was lightweight. He was strong, and he just had some of those things that he shouldn't have been doing. And you know, those are the things that I have no intention on doing. I mean, he, like I said, he would literally just go pick up, you know, a 12-pack, 30-pack of beer or whatever, and he would sit home and drink it like it was water until he went to sleep. And he didn't stay up late. He'd go to sleep at 7, 8 o'clock at night and wake up at 4 in the morning and sit in the yard and drink his coffee. But by noon, he was, you know, doing what he wanted to do. So, you know, it is what it is, and people live the way they want to live. And, you know, you got to respect that. People know the consequences. They're not, you know, most people aren't stupid to that stuff. They know it's, you know, could potentially happen. So I'm just rambling on again. My father, so Chris says, my father was 73 and he was working up to the day he passed. Mike, just keep exercising. Okay, I'm catching up now. Wallhawk, Dad was 72. Butch, gotta play the hand you are dealt. Absolutely right. You know, I don't know anywhere near anything, so I can't tell you the secret to life, but, you know, play with the cards that you have and make the best of what you have and be happy. If you're happy your entire life, if you don't live to be 90, you know, the way I see it is my father was happy probably 90 days out of 100. And not most people probably couldn't say that. Most people are usually looking for something negative, or they always have something going on that they're down about. He didn't let things bother him for the last at least 20 years or so of his life. He was always pretty much just like, whatever, I don't care, I'm happy, leave me alone. That's the way he was. And you know, most people don't let things roll off their back that way, and he did. So the way I see it, it's like 30 years like that is like 40 or 50 years in an average person, I guess, is the way I look at it. So if you can be happy for a majority of your life, if you live a little less time, you're happier longer than maybe some other people might be. I don't know. Just rambling. Oh yeah, and by the way, happy birthday, Butch. You turned 75 today. Oh, today is actually your birthday. So my father's birthday is exactly 1 month from today. So my mother's birthday is April 9th. My father's birthday is May 2nd. So 1 month from today, he would have been 63. Chris says, it's good to talk and remember. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't voice a lot of stuff like that. I just, I kind of got into a rambling mode. Troy says, I had a stroke at 44, still alive. It messed me up pretty bad. I'll be 47 in June. Just now starting to feel like my old self again when you had your stroke. So, and then not far behind from where you are today anyway. But it's good that you're still here and, keep on keeping on and keep on doing what makes you happy. And I don't know. One of the things I guess I kind of thought about a lot lately is, what should you be doing with your life? And the way I look at it is you should be doing with what makes you happy because, obviously you care about your family and everyone around you and your friends and all that stuff, but you can definitely have an impact on their lives and make them happy if you're happy. If you're not happy and you're always in a bad mood and you're always putting off kind of negative vibes, you're not going to do anyone around you any good. So I always look at it as like, the way they talk about, you're on an airplane and when the respirators drop and they tell you, make sure you have yours on good before you help anyone else. Same deal in life. It's like, make sure you're happy and you're good before you can help anyone else be happy. Because how can you tell anyone else how to be happy if you're not happy first? So that's the way I look at it. Damon says, I watched my dad die. You can ramble all you want. Not a problem, friend. Wow. That's, yeah, that's a big deal. That my wife, Stacy, was the same thing. Her father died exactly a year before mine did, and she was there in his house when he passed. And Ryan was there too, my son. So, it's a tough thing. But I'm the life of the party tonight. But yeah, no, I gotta say I appreciate you listening anyway. It's been a interesting 6 months, to say the least. My mantra is, if it's not fun, don't do it. That's the mantra I'm trying to live by nowadays. My dad passed away in his sleep, says Chris. That's the way I'd want to go, Yeah, I saw my father had struggled through the last bit of his life, but I think for more than anything, it probably bothered him more than anything to have people around him watch him kind of falling apart. I don't think it bothered him the fact that he was falling apart. I don't think the fact that there was any pain or suffering. I think it was just the fact that people were there to witness it. I think he just had a lot of pride, and I think with him it was more like, hey, I'm done. So, but yeah, I'll show you that big drill that he's got, actually, if you're interested in seeing it. The thing's huge, and Chris has seen it already. But yeah, maybe I'll go grab that if you're interested in seeing it. Butch says he lost his independence. That's exactly right. Yeah, I remember my father sitting in the first hospital we went to, and right after he had his stroke, and he was sitting in bed. He was pissed. He was not. He wasn't in pain. I mean, he probably was, but he was sitting in bed. He's like, I want to go home now. And he couldn't talk. He was like mouthing it and like grabbing the nurses and kept hitting the bell. He was pissing off the hospital. He kept hitting the button. He was trying to be a pain in the ass, so they would try to get him to go home, but they weren't having it. So that was who he was. But yeah, hey, Damon says, let's have a look. I'm going to go grab that drill. I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Oh, looks like I lost the connection. I got the world. Yeah, thanks guys for sticking around. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So, this is the drill. This thing is heavy. It's a Milwaukee, and it says super hole shooter. So it shoots super holes. So it's probably 2 feet long one way and 16 inches in the handle. Thing is, it's heavy. I'm actually gonna put it down. He just turned it off. He doesn't want to show us folding laundry. Yeah, you don't want to see me fold laundry. Mike says, I bet it does. It is heavy. Like, I can't even imagine trying to hold that. Hey, Double Bit, how are you? Thanks for joining. Yeah, so that's got a bunch of, I'm guessing, the drill bits that I found that he had that are probably 1.5 feet long, probably go to that drill, and I probably got about 20 or 30 of those. And got his old concrete covered hard hat that he wore, one of the many. So definitely be hanging on to that. Hang that up. But where I was upstairs looking for that, the garage, I have like a 24 by 24, roughly, I would guess, garage, and half of it is full now of stuff, especially after yesterday. That drill will break a wrist. Yeah. It's good that you mentioned that, actually, because I wanted to try drilling something with it, and yeah, I'll have to definitely ease into testing that thing out. But I have some big rocks and boulders and stuff. I want to try to see what it'll drill, see what I can do with it. Another thing I thought it would be fun to show you is a slab that I have that I'm looking for ideas of what to do with. I was gonna sell it, but I'm starting to think I might want to keep it and do something with it. So I'll show you that. That's the it's about 4 foot tall. It's about 30 inches wide at the widest. Hickory, so it's really hard. It's got bark inclusion up the middle, and it's very dry. So I was thinking about making a table or something with it. So I thought that would be fun project. So I got a couple of those slabs. Chris says, Mike, did you get much snow today? You know, we were not supposed to get any precipitation at all, but it said 0% chance, and then when I woke up this morning it said 80% chance, which was, you know, it's the way the Weather Channel is. And we did get a little snow, but it was like such a dusting that it didn't stick. It was falling from the sky, it would hit and melt. And by noontime, everything outside was like bone dry. So we got lucky with that. Double bit. Hey, 1,000 subs. That's awesome. Hey, thanks. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that myself. I was on the Tradesman channel live stream when that happened with Jim. Ben was getting, I couldn't believe, I was watching that quick little live stream he did. That was amazing. I mean, he said it was only a few inches, but it looked like a lot more, but I guess it looked like it was sticking really well. Oh, I mentioned earlier I was going to give you a link to the other channel that I got. See if I can pull that up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that works. Yeah, Mike says, yeah, Ben got pounded. Yeah, he seemed like he got a lot of snow. Double bit. I subscribed to the channel. Oh, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I do some. I've been doing more live streams over there because sometimes I do. A lot of times I do live videos that aren't quite related to woodworking, and so I try to keep this channel just stuff related to woodworking if I can. So the other channel I'll do stuff like we raise chickens and do a lot of other stuff, homesteading type things. we play homesteader. And so we do a lot of that stuff over there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get a rasp because that's going to make this a lot easier. And it doesn't look like I have one down here. I'll be right back. There we go. Damon says, I gotta work in the morning. Hey Dylan, go get some flour from the kitchen, put it in the hole of the hammer. Put the hammer on tight, flour hole. Well, that's a good point. Chris says, at Damon, I do too. See ya, Chris and Damon. I was thinking of using chalk, but it will embed into the wood of the handle, not come off. Well, good night, Damon. I think it sounds like you were taking off. I appreciate you coming by. Hey, Ohio Flint guy. How are you? Oh, let me, you can't even see what I'm doing here. Try to turn my phone. That might be better. Audio got muted. I missed when you came back while I was checking my contentless channel. I have 6 subs on. That's awesome. So I'm working on putting together a mallet. I think the rasp is going to help a lot. Yep. Smells like orange peels. A little further, actually. Oh, hey Andy, I missed a bunch here. Roy, hey Mike and everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Just saw you on live, jumped on and say hi, can't stay long. Yeah, everything went pretty good this past weekend. Yeah, Roy, I was showing off the sign. I still have the video I'm gonna do where we opened it up in the yard with the whole family and everything, but this thing is sweet. I mean, amazing job painting, by the way. I am pumped. The chicken coop is almost done too. And I have our other little project over here, as you know. Which is still a surprise, by the way. Yeah, it's right here with the hickory that I got. The reason I haven't gotten that yet is I gotta clean up my shop a little bit so I can get my table saw, and I want to get everything. I want to cut it on power tools because I want to get it cut just right. I want to do it once and I want to do it properly. Thanks, I had fun making it. Yeah, seems like you have a blast painting those, and it looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm working on putting a mallet together. No, I am not messing with this hickory. It's got some beautiful color to it. I mean, it's really nice hickory. Nice and smooth and just perfect. I got it all dimensioned and ready to go. All the fine tuning though I want to do with some power tools because it's really nice wood and I want this to come out really good. And I think it will. I think it's going to come out nice. I know it will come out nice. Let's put it that way. At least in my opinion anyway. Hey Chaz, how's it going? Well, this is cool. A lot of different people are like joining in. This is great. It's been 2 or 3 weeks, I think, since I've done a live or a video in general, I should say. It's been crazy. Just been nuts. I was actually texting tonight with my sister and the realtor and non-stop every day. But soon, very soon, it should all just be like everything back to normal. Which I'm looking forward to. Chaz says, nice, I used to be a carpenter. Oh, nice. I mean, I guess everyone says the grass is greener on the other side, but I would love to be a carpenter. I think it would be a blast to build stuff. Clavoto Million Science says, that's going to look great. I think it really will. I really do. That's why it's taken me a little bit longer, because it's one of those, I want it to be just like the best thing I've made so far. I really want it to look really nice because the carving is awesome. Those are 2 pieces I do not want to even risk making a mistake with. Chad says, going good, my man. Nice. I'm really excited that you are joining. That's awesome. Andy, I want to come down and visit you sometime, I swear. Our headquarters, like I said, is in Birmingham, just a couple hours south of you. Well, you did get in trouble with your oldest daughter last live stream. I always get in trouble with somebody. Kramer says, I was a carpenter in the army. It's not the same as real true carpentry. Hey, I respect that, and I appreciate your service. That's a big deal. It means a lot to me. Clavoto Million Science, no hurry at your own time, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it. I certainly don't want to hurry on this. I want it to come out well. I was letting everyone know that this project is going to be a giveaway between us. So it's definitely going to be it's going to be an awesome giveaway. It's going to come out really good, and I hope everyone likes it. I'm sure they will. Andy, come on. I'm always here. Unfortunately, I'm always here. But either way, I'm going to do a little bit of a tour of the country at some point. I'm thinking the next 5 years, I'm going to do a tour around the country. Okay, guys, I'm out. Nice chatting with you. Sweet. I hope so. Good night. Hey, take care, Roy. Thanks a lot for stopping in. I appreciate it. I will be back in just a couple minutes. I just got to use the restroom. So I figured I'd grab myself some vodka. No, not vodka. So one of the things my father had was this old oil can. And you can see it works. So I think this will be a pretty cool thing to use. I don't know if anyone's up for some old Schlitz, but Alabama is the only country you really need to tour, Mike. The most carpentry I did was in AIT, and we only had to build a little 10 by 10 house. Oh, okay. That sounds like fun. Chris says Georgia is better. Hey, I'll swing by both. How's that? I used to live in Savannah, Georgia, says Chaz. Mike, I've only driven through Alabama, but it's very pretty. I've flown into Alabama a year ago for work and was there for a week. And I was in Birmingham. And I remember the first place I stopped and ate at, I had crawfish. It was really good. I forget the name of the place, but it was good. Chris is in Georgia. Trying to get caught up here. Mike Newt, Alabama is really nice. It's all I've ever lived in, really. Says Andy. Let's see. That works for vodka too. Andy says if you're out of oil. Squirt, squirt. Go as far east as far south while staying in Georgia. That's where I work. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I know you're not far from Florida. You have an old Gansett. Mike Newt, I'm not sure what that is. Gansett. Let me Google that for myself. Oh, there, yeah. I should have known what you were talking about. I think I do. Figure just for fun I'll pull up some old beers. Let's see, Miller High Life. That's not that old, but probably 30 plus years old, 34 years old. Let's see what else. Old Sierra. It's a regular flip top. There's an old pull top. Old frothing cloche. There's an old pull top Heineken. I think I showed this earlier, Yingling. Well, all the kids nowadays are into this. Dab. Old pull top dab. Black Horse Triple X Ale. Zodiac malt liquor. PBR. Good old pull top PBR. There you go, buddy. What do you say? Narragansett. Done. So yeah, one of these days I want to go through these Carlsberg beer and do a video on it. I think it would be fun. Some good Gansett right there. These cans are a trip. Was he saving them for anything specific? He wasn't. It was one of those things he was into. He liked to collect them. I actually collect shot glasses. I got a collection of about 30 or 40 of them, of all the different places I've gone and people have given me. But his beer can collection is pretty sweet. I've probably got I'd have to say 200 or 300 cans. Andy says, "Oh, you're just missing the mason jar with the moonshine." I'm that close. I do have a bunch of mason jars that he had too. Mike says, "I miss a lot of things about New England, but Gansett is at least in the top 10. Well, I got an old Gansett can, but I don't think you'd want to drink it if it was full. Do they still make that, by the way? Yeah, they do. At least they did when I moved away in 2012. Huh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried it. Say this workbench is taking quite a beating. I think in the next one I'm going to build out of some oak. Might be a Central Mass and South Market though. Okay. Yeah, I grew up in Eastern Mass, just north of Boston. My father's collected old beer cans since as far as I can remember. That's what you get for Boston Irish. If they're going to collect anything, it's going to be whiskey or beer cans. And if you ever seen Emma, my daughter, who's strawberry blonde, red hair, blue eyes, she has the exact same hair and eye color my father did. Which is pretty awesome because my wife and I have brown hair and brown eyes. I have brown hair and brown eyes. She has brown hair and like hazel eyes. I mean, if you've never tried it, I don't want to give the wrong idea. It's better than PBR. Getting there. A little better. I like the video where she helped you load a log with the winch. That was awesome. One thing I can tell you is she has no fear, and if I ask her to help me with something, she trusts what I'm asking her to do, and she does it, and she's really good at paying attention. And she works really hard. Amazing for a 6, almost 7-year-old. Andy says, good Lord, at the phone calls I'm getting, I just put my old truck up on Craigslist, and that's the 4th phone call I've got since this afternoon. That's not a bad thing. I just missed like the last 5 minutes of talking. Welcome back, Andy, says Chris. And me. TW, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Hey, I appreciate everyone who's like jumping in on here. I'm not doing anything too special, just chatting, and wanted to get on and talk to everyone since I haven't talked to everyone in a while. Well, we're getting there. think I'm gonna have to start carving out gonna have to start chiseling out some of this. So the handle's starting to turn. I don't remember the last mallet I made being this difficult. Nice piece of hickory. It's actually Douglas fir. "2000 Ford F-150, says Andy. That's a decent truck. That's a nice truck. I had a 99 I really liked. The one I'm selling needs a little work. It still runs and drives, but will need a little TLC. I got my dad's old truck. Which needs some TLC. It's a 2006 Nissan Frontier. It's got 62,000 miles on it. But it needs brakes, tires, it's got an exhaust leak, and some sort of coolant leak somewhere. I look forward to getting that going because that's going to be a really nice truck. I like my 79 F250. Oh, that would be a sweet truck. I love old trucks. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's not pretty at all, by any means. Wow, that is ugly. That handle is nasty. Wasn't really paying attention too well when I started making it. Andy says, it ain't gonna be pretty, Mike, it's just gonna work. Well, that's gonna be this mallet. Wow. Yeah, this thing's gonna be ugly. That's alright. It was still fun to make it too. Somebody suggested using a rasp, and they win. Because I think that would have been the game changer if I started using this earlier. It would have helped a lot. So thank you to whoever suggested that. I don't remember who it was. There, that's it. Now I have to shave the handle so it feels right, because it's a little bit crooked now. Guess I'll use the draw knife with no handles. Right. think that'll work. I'm just gonna sand it and pretty much it. It's not pretty, but it'll work. You can see the, it's not quite, it's a little cocked in there, but believe it or not, it actually looks and feels good. Well, as far as like the head and the grip on the handle. Works good, so I'll take it. I just basically carved it on one of these, just a 4x4. And here's an old wooden foot, in case. Guess where that came from? Alright, let's get caught up here. TW says, "Eye of the beholder." I agree. I'll tell you what, this should work well. I mean, I'm gonna probably further shape it a little bit with rasp and take the sharp corners off of it a little bit. And doesn't have to be pretty though. Put a little bit of boiled linseed oil on it and a couple of coats of that, some paste wax on the handle, and call it done. I think it'll work. It's actually, I think, prettier than the last one I made. Leave a palm swell at the end of the handle. Oh. Yeah, there's not a lot of room for that, but I might be able to put a little grip in there. You need a good, Andy says you need a good Alabama pull over to replace that. Getting hot now. I know what you mean, Andy. My 77 hasn't cranked up in years. I have my father's 92. Needs a little work. I had a nice 1990 Ford Ranger manual shift that I really liked. Used it around the property pretty much. That's all I did. I took the metal bed off of it and I built a wooden bed on it. Andy says, I just sold my old Camaro last year just because I didn't want it to see it rot in the yard. Oh, man. What year Camaro? Mine was in 80. Andy's was in 89. I had a 1977 Trans Am when I was 18. And I foolishly, well, back then it was no big deal, but nowadays I sold it for $400. Back then it was tough to get $400 for the condition it was in, but nowadays I could have sold it in the condition it was in probably for like $4,000. Yeah, Wahawk, I didn't really put a whole lot of thought into this one. I kind of just came down here and, well, I think Chris saw me start it. And I was kind of just chipping away at it as I was talking, kind of like I was doing tonight. And I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to what I was doing with it. But for for the attention I did spend and pay attention to it, it'll work. Hey Grizz, how are you? Glad you could join us. What is it now? About 8:30 where you're at, right? Little oil can Boyd over here. That's tags. And I don't know how many people here remember oil can Boyd, but that's what I always think of, oil can Boyd. Hey Grizz, how about you want an old PBR? It's on me. Pull top. Got my computer here to read the chat. Break time. Mike Newt. Hell yeah. I can still hear the phrase, the oil can for now looks like he has tomorrow off at the start of the bottom of the ninth of the 86 World Series. Andy says, I tried to tell him he was missing the mason jar of the good stuff, Grizz. TW, Grain Belt Premium. Grizz, PBR, that's non-alcoholic beer. It's only like 3.2 alcohol. That's right, Andy. I don't know if it's been fermenting for the past like 30 years. It's probably 100%. So I guess now at this point it's a chat. I do have a couple of pieces of hickory that I actually had out in the yard as firewood I was going to bring in too, and I got some little hatchets and hammers I was going to make handles for with my draw knife. That's kind of the stuff I really love using the draw knife for fun. Actually, the last time I made anything like completely with the draw knife was this walking stick. I pulled an old beech, it was a beech tree that I cut down, and I took one of the branches and brought it inside and made this walking stick out of it. I put a boiled linseed oil and protection, but it's pretty solid. Plus it's great for like beating the kids with. or for Stacy to beat me with. Grizz, did it age well? Probably aged about as good as me, which, yeah, probably not so well. Chris says, time to get you a cold one. I think it's about right. I would guess, Andy says, I would guess it aged worse than I'm aging, Grizz. You got that right, Andy. TW says, I built my kitchen cabinets out of hickory. I love hickory. This is actually some hickory, hardwood hickory flooring. You can see the color in it is awesome. And I just was showing everybody a hickory slab I have over here. I'm thinking making a table out of it. Chris says, Andy, that would be my guess. Chris said, look like you're ready for the zombies. Oh, Mike, you know Mrs. Stacy's gonna use a frying. Yes. I've been trying to hide the frying pans, but it's not working. I get the lumps to prove it. Grizz, Dylan, have you thought of building a carving horse? I really would love to do that. I actually got plenty of slabs and stuff. I was thinking, you know, with the base I can start with a slab and carve some legs off for it. I think it would be pretty cool. But yeah, I have a pretty cool little collection over here of old tools that I need to restore still. Grizz says, I'm getting too much buffer. Be right back. Gotta clean the cell phone. Hopefully the buffer's not on my end. Although it could be. I'm in the basement, so. TW, restoring a boring machine right now. Oh, nice. I would like to get one of them because I actually want to start working on sketching a timber frame barn, like a workshop, kind of like the Jim's doing on the Tradesman channel, which obviously will take me quite a bit of work, but. Andy says, Grizz, is a carving horse anything like a shave horse? Yes. I was kind of figuring it was the same idea. I had never heard of a carving horse either. I just was assuming it was the same as the shaving horse. Chris says, I gotta build one for me and my daughter. We're going to make her a bow. Oh, sweet. Recurve bow, right? TW says Miller's Falls. Man, that I would love to see that. Do you let me see. Oh, hey. Well, there you go. The question I was about to ask is answered. So I was just going to ask you, TW, if you do any videos on that stuff, but I see you just uploaded a video about an hour ago. Your first video, by the way. So I just subscribed to your channel. I'll be your first subscriber. And I definitely want to check that out. I think that would be awesome. There you go. You just put up a video. Yep. Nice. Nice. I am honored to be your first subscriber. And if anyone else would like to be honored, click over on TW and check him out. He got his first video up less than an hour ago. And that Miller's Falls boring machine sounds like a good time. Chris says I'm number 2. Nice. There you go. Yeah, it sounds like that's going to be... I'm looking forward to checking that video out. Boring machine would be a lot of fun. Be nice, I'm a rookie. I'll be nice. I can't promise for anyone else. Now, the lucky thing is, usually early on, you don't have the... Even now, actually, I don't know. I feel like I've been lucky. Everyone's been pretty nice anyway, for the most part. I've had maybe a half a dozen people make comments that weren't so nice, but I usually just ignore them. Actually, I pin them sometimes to the top of the video. Chris, I got a boring machine to restore. Oh, nice. You know, I gotta search for one of those. I probably shouldn't know about a lot of tools because I'm gonna keep spending money. I still have that buzzsaw in my garage. It's probably 1800s, and I still have to restore that. Meanwhile, I got a garage full of 100-year-old random stuff from my father's house now. It's going to be like a full-time job going through that stuff. Andy says, I'm number 5 now. All right, TW. You got a following now, so we're watching for your videos now. And I'm sure everyone's looking forward to it too. I know I am. Wallhawk, I'm equal opportunity. Everyone has an equal chance of me being nice or an a-hole. Chris says, not a Miller Falls. And he says, sounds about like me. TW, you guys are awesome. Everybody's awesome. I love it. This whole group of people, I love it. Wallhawk says, I was in the first 4, TW. Uh-oh. Watch out for Wallhawk. You have a 50-50 shot with him. Grizz says, I'm number 7. Nice. That's awesome. Hey, Southern Homestead. Oh, I missed the comments up above. Oh, you're in China. Wow. Trying to decide where to live once you return to the U.S. You have any ideas on where you want to live? Chris, I do have to build up the teeth on the gears. Oh, wow. Oh. Be right back. I hear my phone going off. Hang on a sec. It wasn't my phone. It was my wife's phone. Southern Homestead says we own land in Southern Carolina. Oh, South Carolina. And Missouri. Wow. Grizz says, crap, it's doing it again. We're going to reboot. Grizz, I don't know if you can hear me, but... Here, hang on. Yeah, there's my email address if you want to email me. I don't know if you still need a laptop, but I have an extra one if you need it. Hey, Falcon's Fury, how are you? Southern Homestead says I'm now. Wallhawk says soon TW might have to take his shoes and socks off to count all of his subs. Yeah, I don't have 1,000 toes. We have 30 acres in Douglas County, Missouri. That's nice. So that's what I'm kind of looking for, is like 30, 40 acres with nothing on it. Just go out and clear some trees and build a little place. TW says you don't want to see my toes walk. Allison, how are you? Southern Homestead, it might move back next year. Should have enough to build the house by then. Doing a lot of work over there? I'm gonna tell her you said that, Mike. Fifth year, wow. You're back and it's still buffering. Ah. Is it your connection, or Falcon had to reboot his computer? Is his computer all right? Does he normally have issues with it, or? Hey Patrick, how are you? Dude, good to see you, man. Yeah, maybe with this this crowd, I should pull up a Google Hangouts thing. What do you think, Patrick? Chris says, okay, then it ain't my end. Oh, maybe it's my end. Maybe if I'm running it from my cell phone. Maybe if I run it on my computer, it'll be a better connection. What do you guys think? Should I switch over to the computer? JD says, I'm good, Dylan. Hope all's well on your end. It's going well. It's getting better every day. That's all I can ask for. Come to Alabama, Mike. It's right nice to build a place. And plus, no snow. Andy, don't even think I haven't even thought of that. I totally have. I really have. TW, how about 40 acres out in the Great Plains of South Dakota? JD, you need to have a chat with Allie. She's asking me what tube steak is. Oh, Jesus. Project manager, Southern Homestead, project manager stuff for construction and renovation and some consulting work. That's interesting. Yeah, my father did, I don't know what type of construction you're into, but my father did construction for a few decades. Andy says, Grizz, I didn't know there was such thing as YouTube steak. Oh, Jesus. It's your stream that's in and out. It's locked up on him. Next time with the hangout, Patrick says. Nah, that's cool. Hard Target says it keeps going offline then reconnecting. Cell phone connect to your Wi-Fi, not your cell. So I am connected to the Wi-Fi. This is my cell phone connected to it, but it doesn't. I'm kind of realizing that the cell phone doesn't have the greatest wireless connection. So maybe I'll grab my other laptop. The stream is running good for me, Chris says. Chris, JD, they is sisters, and the song says she won't, but her sister does, so I'm asking. I'm skipping over a lot here. Jump down. Here, you know what? Chat for like just a minute. I'll be right back. It should be, it should only take me a minute to set the, my computer up. It'll probably work a lot better. Usually I find it does. Don't cross the streams. What movie was that from? I have no idea. Mike built that laptop stand and ain't even using it. I do use it when I'm in bed, or in bed only actually. I was gonna use it when I was on the couch, but it's the way I sit doesn't work too well, but when I'm laying in bed it's mint. Let's try this. Is this any better? I hope. So it looks like I'm on both. But I just started a new live stream from my computer, so if you guys want to join over on that, hopefully that one will be a little better as far as signal goes. I could be wrong. Computer 1 has a clearer picture. Alright, so the first stream has a better picture than this. That's weird. try. It's a fascinating experiment. All right. There's like two of you. First stream is a few seconds ahead, but the second one is a clearer picture. Brighter picture and audio seems louder, but you were leaning into the mic. So, yeah, I have, let's see, phone on this, I think, anyway. Whoop. Ooh, look, psychedelic. I got sound but no video. Alright, there we go. Working fine here. Okay. On my computer, it looks a lot nicer than it did on the phone, but yeah, I'll leave the phone up anyway. Well, I'll put the phone right in front of me. There. Hey Grizz, so I started another live stream over on my computer. If you want to go check it out and see if that works better for you. It still buffers. Yeah, you're still connecting on my phone. Both are working fine. The new one was about 1/1000 counts behind. Oh. I would have thought the newer connection would have been better, but I don't know. This whole technology thing. I mean, I'm an IT guy. You would think I would know how to get this stuff to work properly. I have you down here, and I have you up here. You know what? I wonder if this connection on my computer will be better if I shut the connection off on my phone. So, I don't know how many people are still on this connection, on the psychedelic connection here, but if you are, I just went live on my computer, so jump over to that one. I'm going to end this one now.